what's up? It's Carissa, and I'm back with another video that no one asked for, that I just felt like making anyway. Before we get started, if you like this for some reason, subscribe. Become part of my crew, one of my first mates, and just have some fun here, because this is, a channel dedicated to complete nonsense. Comment future video ideas, if there's anything that you'd like for me to do, that you want to see, tell me, and I'll more than likely probably do it, because I can't think of ideas on my own. Today I decided to do these because I have decent experience in things like this. I know my way around concerts and stuff like that, and I just have some tips I would like to give to other people that may not be as knowledgeable as I am. So, my first tip. My first tip would be to dress accordingly. That means if you are outside and the festival is in the spring and it's gonna be kind of chilly, dress kind of warm. If it's middle of summer and you're gonna get hot, don't wear a long sleeve shirt. This seems like basic information, but I see people always going a little overboard. They don't really know what to wear. That's the best advice I can give. I also know that goes along with depending on what kind of festival you're going to. Say, there are people that go to Coachella and they want to do really elaborate outfits, and that's doable for that type of festival, but I wouldn't advise that for a heavy show that there are people like running around in circles around you, knocking you over. Don't try to look too cute. My second would be, this probably falls into that as well, my second tip would probably be to make sure you pack light. I wouldn't advise bringing a backpack into anywhere, because that also, as you're coming in, that's going to hold up the line even more with them checking your stuff. That's just, it makes everything a little bit harder. You have to carry something all day, so I would suggest bringing as little stuff as possible. Again, don't wear a jacket if you know you're not going to need it the entire time. Third tip that I have not seen anywhere else, but I think people seem to forget about: wear deodorant. I can't tell you how many shows I've been to that I've been stuck right beside some 40-year-old man wearing a Slayer shirt, and he reeks of death. Like, he smells like straight asshole. So make sure you just wear deodorant. You're jumping around, you're gonna get sweaty. I feel like this is common sense, I really do, but there are so many people that forget that you need to be considerate and courteous of other people. If you think you might sweat a little extra, you can even bring in a little tiny tube of deodorant. If that I know that goes against the pack light thing and bring as little as possible, but seriously, if you think you need it and you're gonna start stinking, you don't want to be stinky the whole day. Okay, we're on to my fourth tip. I got really heated with that I got a little too heated. Okay, fourth tip would be to make sure you have plans set out for afterwards. With your friends, whoever you're there with, make sure you have plans for after, because I know some people, a while back, they went to a big festival, both of their phones were dead, and it was the end of the festival. They couldn't get a hold of each other, and they had gotten split up at some point, and one of them was waiting in the parking lot in the car, and the other one was still in the venue waiting for them, and they did that for about an hour. Everyone else was already gone, and they were still waiting to figure out where the other one was. So just have a plan for afterwards in case something happens. Make sure you know where to meet after and where everyone is going to be, so that you're not left behind. Rule 5. I've seen this one mentioned a few times, but I feel like it needs to be in here. Make sure you bring cash. I'm not saying bring like rolls of $100 bills, but bring enough to where you have enough to eat on that day if it's a festival, even a merch booth, something like that. Make sure you have cash, because if you bring a card, it probably will be accepted, but there's more than likely going to be an upcharge just for using a card. So it's easier to just go ahead, bring 220s, slip them in your pocket, and that'll be the end of it. You can stick it in there behind your little tube of deodorant. Okay, now we're on to the last one already. Wow, I'm not taking as much time as I thought I was going to. I'm not taking as much time as I thought I was going to. Speech impediment. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Tip 6. Be prepared for the worst. I mean, if you know me personally, you know this past weekend I had the worst experience I've ever had at a concert, which didn't even involve going to a concert. The weather was bad, I couldn't get there, and I'd waited for this show for about 4 months. Um, just know that bad things can happen, things like that. I know somebody, I asked personally about what tips to mention in this video, and they said one time they were at a festival and they were so excited to see Korn, and Korn's set list got cut in half. And like they were upset about that, but you know what? They were okay with it. Also at Rock on the Range last year, it was storming. Okay, they evacuated the whole building. The entire venue was evacuated, so that cut into that whole day's. Was that 2 years ago? I don't know. It was cut into, and they missed a lot of bands that day just because they had to evacuate. So, really, just know that bad things that are out of your control can happen, but don't let them ruin your day. Because they could be something minor, like a band's set list being cut down, or they could be something a little bit major, like almost wrecking on your way to see a band and having to leave and go back home. But I still made the best of that day, even though it killed me at the time. I made the best of it. So I would suggest just staying positive. That's what we do here. In this channel, we stay positive. So I guess that goes along with our entire theme we have going on here. I know these tips weren't very in-depth, but these are just things I really needed, I wanted to share. So if you liked this for some reason, don't forget to subscribe. Again, be one of my first mates, one of my ship crew members. I don't even know where we're going with that, but first mate. And comment suggestions for another video, and yeah, that's it. And I'm glad you took the time to watch this video. Thank you. Have a good day.